Before we get on with today's podcast, here's a special announcement for our podcast listeners. From time to time, you hear Steve Peasley talking about portfolio checkups in locations in the San Francisco Bay Area, Los Angeles, and Orange County, and that kind of leaves you out if you live in Orange County, Florida. Well, don't feel left out. If you would like to take Steve up on his offer to look over your portfolio and give you a health scan, it can be done on the phone. You can send copies of your documents by fax, email, or regular mail and join Steve for a one-on-one conference call. If you're interested, just go to investtalk.com or call our 24-hour InvestTalk answer line at 888-99-CHART. That's 888-992-4278. And thanks for listening to InvestTalk. This is InvestTalk, an hour dedicated to making you financially independent for your retirement. InvestTalk is a two-way conversation. It's questions and answers and ideas for reducing risk and finding opportunities to make your money grow. And now, here's your host, registered investment advisor, Steve Peasley.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Friday edition of Invest Talk, this December 12th. We welcome all our podcast listeners, of course, and everybody listening to us on investtalk.com, our website. So we appreciate that. And, of course, the radio listeners as well. We thank you again for making this show part of your day. This is the 1-hour retirement planning session. I say retirement planning session because everybody is saving money for retirement, and you need to. You need to. Don't have to do it all at once, but you need to put money aside because eventually you are going to, if not retire, at least slow down in your work life. And you need that extra money to maintain a comfortable living condition. Or you make some big changes in your life, that's for sure. Now, there's lots and lots of problems. We all know that. There's lots of issues on how to make money, how to save money, how to grow money, all those things, especially in these trying times we're in right now. Should you have an annuity, a Roth or a regular IRA? Should you participate in your 401k plan, your 403b, 457? I have all those numbers. What do they all mean? How do you do that? That's what we're here for, to help you answer some of those challenges. To help make some of those decisions of what you should do and how you should do it. Now, this afternoon, we're going to spend a few minutes with someone who is doing his part to help investors and others gain a better footing concerning their money matters, concerning saving money, concerning getting rich. You know, I am a firm believer that everybody can get rich. I am. The trick is, you don't necessarily get rich quick. Those people who think you're going to get rich quick will never get rich. They'll have to be extremely lucky because if you think you're going to get rich quick, you start to make decisions that are not sound.
And do you notice, Steve, that a lot of people think one good deal, that's all they need is one lucky break, but they don't realize it's a lifestyle, it's a pattern.
It is a pattern. Helen, I'm sorry I didn't introduce Helen Crawford, who's with me today, help me do the show. I'm sorry.
Hi, Steve.
Just slipped my mind. I got all involved with it. Anyways, that's true. It is a lifestyle decision as to what you do and how you do it. What do you do with that money? Anyway, this man, he operates a blog called GetRichSlowly.org. GetRichSlowly.org. I have been using that terminology, get rich slowly. You can get rich, but you got to get rich slowly, for years and years and years, and I am amazed that he picked that up, and not from me, I'm sure he made it all up on his own, but I'm amazed I found somebody else who feels as strongly about it as I do. So I need to talk to this guy. Now, this is all concerning personal finance matters that make sense. That makes sense. So we're going to pick his brain, and learn what he's learned from various people and what they're doing, and maybe we can pick up some clues on how we can get everybody listening to the show rich. Because I want you to be rich. Well, you can be. What's really nice is you can do it. It's up to you. It's just if you think you're going to win the lottery, well, that's not happening. Someone's going to get lucky, but it's not going to be you.
Well, I think a lot of people are going to start having to think differently now, Steve, in this environment as well. They're going to have to change their
Well, we're
mind.
finally, people are spending less than they earn. I mean,
Right,
we
right,
see the savings rate the last month or two finally
right, right.
starting to go up. So I mean, it's only been, what was I say, 50 years or so that all we did was increase debt. Very interesting. Anyway, let's talk real quick before we get a hold of our guests. Let's talk real fast about the market today. The market, pre-opening the stock market, of course, that's my bailiwick and Helen's bailiwick. That's what we do, is we are involved in the stock market. And again, as we always say, the stock market is a very sound and good place to be to get rich. But it is also a very risky place. So you got to be careful. Anyways, today, because of the failure of the bailout bill going through Congress, and they couldn't come to terms and all those things with some Republican senators who didn't like it, probably didn't like any part of it, no matter what it was going to do, that the market was pre-opening down 300 points. In other words, the futures market said the market was going to open up 300 points down. And it opened up 200 points down. But what was amazing is all day long it struggled, and opened up in positive territory by the end of the day.
Yeah, I think the market out there, Steve, felt like it had to end on a high note, didn't you?
Yeah, almost like it was preordained or
Yes,
something.
yeah.
Now, it did help greatly that Bush kind of hinted at, President Bush, that we'll figure out a way to get this done.
But not surprisingly either.
No, not surprisingly either. That's correct. Very good point, Helen. So that's what happened in the market today. It's certainly, we've had a ton of bad news, and it seems like it's finally taken some of this bad news in stride instead of reacting every wiggle by selling off tremendous amounts of assets. That doesn't seem to be what it's doing right now. So we'll see. Maybe not. Now it's time to get you on the phone. We'd love you to have you ask questions. We open the lines for any questions, answers, or comments you might have. The number is 888-99-CHART. That's 888-992-4278. We're going to talk with a man named J.D. Roth. He's the one that operates a popular blog called GetRichSlowly.org. GetRichSlowly.org. I suggest you go and take a look at that website. It's very interesting. He was mentioned in Money Magazine, this website, and he in Money Magazine about how popular the website is and how it just makes so much sense. Okay? Personal finance that makes sense. So I want to welcome JD to Invest Talk. JD, thank you for coming on board.
Thanks, Steve. I'm glad to be here.
Now, I don't usually gush over somebody's website. I'm really impressed. I really am.
Thank you very much.
Because I think, JD, is because even though I haven't met you or anything, I feel like I've been talking about this. I've told people, you should have heard me. People thought I was crazy a few years ago when Helen, remember we were talking about pay down your mortgage. Pay a little extra, just a little bit every month. And everybody was saying, no, borrow, buy more houses, look how much money you can make.
Right.
I said, no. So get rich slowly, it just fits right into what I believe.
Excellent.
So tell me a little bit about the website. How did it get started? How did you think about doing this? Or maybe just a little bit of development. Where did it come from?
Sure. Well, during the mid-'90s, just after I got out of college, I managed to begin racking up a lot of debt, a lot of consumer debt. Mm-hmm. I made a lot of poor decisions, and I just